They finally did it. They finally decided to remove the title of Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew's new name is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, which is by the name away the original name of the past generation of Prince Andrew. They're now calling him former Prince Andrew on and social media, the regular media. They're still calling him Prince. They're saying ex-Prince, they're saying former Prince. At the end of the day, a prince by any other name is still a prince. I appreciate for the SA victims that measurements has been taken, that this measurement was taken to hold Andrew accountable for his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. There's more content coming out pretty much on a daily basis now that they have a new representative. They are now voting to release everything, and there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind that. A lot of stuff is happening behind that. Apparently, there's additional email that's coming out that shows that Andrew sent an email to both Epstein and Maxwell, asking them to please say that he knew nothing about what was going on because he didn't see anything that was going on. Now, obviously, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of, not books, there's a lot of emails, there's a lot of allegations, there's a lot of conversations. At the end of the day, God rest Virginia, who unfortunately is no longer here. She took her own life, so God rest her. Hopefully, wherever she is, she could see that some ramifications happen because of what she said he did. Okay? So, blessing to her. But at the end of the day, unless they bring charges on Prince Andrew, unless he serves time, I don't know what the ultimate punishment is going to mean at the end of the day. So he lose the house that he had before, this big mansion that he had before where he was living with his ex-wife Fergie. Now they're trying to figure out where to move. Fergie wants 2 houses. Either way, he's going to move into a nice established house. They're trying to say and trying to investigate why he had like a lifetime lease on that house where he didn't have to pay rent. He had a lifetime lease on a house because he didn't have to pay rent because he was a prince and his mother was a queen, and that's how it got set up. Now that she's unalive, everybody's trying to investigate or what it was already is. It already was. Right? Now they're trying to say, oh, he should have paid all along, he should have done. And all of this came about not because it was wrong for him to have free housing and because he was rich, filthy rich, and making all this money. It's because they now woke up to the fact that he had a relationship with Epstein, and which they already knew, but it's the embarrassment of all the receipt that's coming out. So now everybody's clutching their pearl, and they want to take away his title, they want to take away his rank, they want to take away his house, but he's still, at the end of the day, still a prince. At the end of the day, he's still a prince. He was born to a queen and a king, and he had generation of princes and kings, and this is ridiculous to me. And it's ridiculous, but not ridiculous. This is one of the situations that's ridiculous and not ridiculous for me, because he should be punished for what he did to Virginia. As a result of everything that was done to her, she's no longer here. So he should be punished. He should be held accountable, right? If holding him accountable also remove the name of Prince I guess. But they're not going to stop referencing him as a prince. They're not. They're not going to call him Andrew. What's that full name? Let me see. Andrew, hold on. Let me just let me get back to his name. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. If you go into the history of what this name means, hold on, let's go back. Okay, great, because I saw the movie. So the reason why there's a hyphen is used to conform to put a hyphen between the two names is back in the day in 1960 declaration by Queen Elizabeth that her direct descendant, excluding those with the style of Royal Highness, would use the surname Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten is the surname of his late father, Prince Philip, and Windsor is the name of the royal family adopted in 1917. So either way, Mountbatten, which is the name of his father, right, who was king. Windsor is the name of the royal family adopted since 1917. So taking his name, Prince, off of it, he still has the king and queen royal name. Windsor is considered a royal name since 1917. So removing the prince, but yet giving him the king and queen royal name. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Lord have mercy, Christ in heaven. What are we doing? You think this man ain't gonna go around still acting like he's the prince? First of all, he's old. She's mostly done with his life. He's going to be sitting, sipping wine, tea, and whatever, and cakes with his friends. Because he still have friends out there. He still have rich people out there. And he's arrogant enough and full of himself enough to say that everything is being done to me. You guys are all wrong. I'm the one that's being persecuted. And he's going to go on with his life. And guess what? All of his friends are still going to call him Prince Andrew. They're still going to acknowledge him as Prince Andrew. When he is no longer on this planet, they're going to call him Prince Andrew. In his eulogy, they probably will say former Prince Andrew. At the end of the day, the name Prince and Andrew will always be what it is. So this performative action is in one way appreciated by me because maybe that's the only thing we get in order to get some justice for Virginia, who said that she was assaulted by this man at least 3 times, to hold him accountable because he won't hold himself accountable. He will not apologize. He will not take ownership of it. So maybe this is what we get. But I also don't want us to think that a lot of us are foolish enough to think that taking that title away from him mean anything drastic. It may embarrass him a little bit, but a person as arrogant as him is just going to ignore the embarrassment. He's going to surround himself with people who he knows will identify him as a prince. He will know at the end of the day he still has the royal surnames of his mom and his dad. He knows this is all performative. Some of the reporters were like, oh, we shouldn't be paying for him. He should live in poverty. He should live in the slums of London. He should be there. Spare me. Spare me. Even if they were to do that, he still has 2 daughters. And as of now, those girls have not been implicated in anything with Jeffrey Epstein. So they will continue to receive royal favors. And from what they look like, they love both their mother and their father, who's been there and supporting them for many years. So you think that they are not going to keep an eye or hold down their mother and father? He's still going to live the same lifestyle as a prince. Why are we playing games? So until I hear, and again, I appreciate the fact that they took away his title in order to give some type of semblance of accountability, because what he did in Virginia. But until I hear a case, until I hear of a trial before the courts, so we could see and acknowledge everything publicly that he did to that girl. And yes, we know that he paid a settlement. I know that. I heard it. It was reported. But until he gets dragged through trial, so all of this evidence get taken out, revealed, and he do some time, and they could call him Prince Andrew in jail. All of this is pretty much performative, because he's still a rich white male living in England with a royal name. You guys have a great night.